no tears. Hello everyone, and welcome to A Day with Sheree. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I really appreciate it. So today I'm going to be doing a review of the new season 2 of Zoeys Extraordinary Playlist. So I just got finished watching it and it was just such an emotional episode. I cried multiple times the whole way through. It started off with, Zoe in bed, and I guess she's been in bed for 6 weeks. She hasn't spoken to anyone. She hasn't gone anywhere, worn any real clothes, been out in the world. She's just been really in a cocoon of her own depression about her father's death. And the scene opens up with Mo singing a beautiful song. I thought maybe Mo was just visiting her and was doing a heart song. He was actually singing the song, and he has such a beautiful voice. His voice is so beautiful. I thought so when he was on Glee. Mo even says something funny and says that she looks like a dressed down Emma Stone, which was really funny. So Zoe finally gets out of bed, gets dressed. Her outfit is absolutely terrible. I hated it so much. Oh my gosh, I hated it. So I was surprised to see that her mom was up and about and more lively than her. I guess, everybody deals with things differently. Zoe was his child, and I guess there are some things like, as a mom, she has to be, she has to be the strong one. So I guess she's being strong for her children. So, that was nice to see as well. I really did feel for her, knowing that, she lost her husband, the love of her life. And then we see that her brother had the baby and everything, and you can tell that his wife is kind of struggling, which is something that they touched on as well. She's not really getting the help or really getting the conversation that she needs to help her with not crushing it, as she says, as a new mom. And we all feel that way as moms. As many books as you read or podcasts that you listen to, every child is different, every baby is different. So you will learn as you go, and that's really something that she's going to have to do, and that's something that Zoe's mom says as well. So I guess because she's been in the house this whole time, she hasn't heard any type of heart song, so she's not sure if she even still has that power anymore. She meets Max. I'm totally a Max fan. I'm Team Max all the way, completely and entirely. I'm loving the beard. Very, very attractive. They have coffee with each other. It was a very cute moment. He is so thoughtful. He gives her a present, which is just a ring, and she's a little, afraid of what it might be, but he's like, calm down. It's not, I'm not proposing. He had a music note engraved and had it turned upside down so it looked like a Z. I thought that was super duper thoughtful, caring, loving, and just pick Max. Like, what are you thinking? Like, just pick Max, pick him, do it now. She gets to work. They all start singing to her. I thought it was quite beautiful that their heart songs were an appreciation of her coming back and that they missed her. I thought that was really beautiful, that her colleagues feel that way about her. She ends up getting a promotion. Lauren Graham's character wants to promote her, and I was so happy for her. Like, she's gonna be running everything, but she just can't handle that right now, and I completely understand that. She really wanted to take things slow, but everything is so different. There's dogs there's this new guy who's super duper chatty, and she just really, there's no bar. Everything is just kind of turned upside down, and she just wanted some normalcy in her life because everything was kind of upside down with her father being gone, and I completely understand that. I would feel the exact same way. So she decides to take a moment to think about the promotion. Then she goes to Mo's house and is surprised to see Simon and Max there. They're all buddy having a great time at Mo's house. I actually saw this sneak peek on YouTube before then, and I was like, that's gonna be interesting, and it really was. And they're trying to tell her that they bonded over her not being okay and trying to find out how she was doing, and then they ended up spending a lot more time together, and ended up actually being friends. And while Max and Simon are telling her that she's not a prize to be won, at the same time, they're both singing their hearts out to her, asking her to pick one of them. And I just thought that was so funny, the way that they just spun around the apartment begging her to pick one of them. And that's just, that was really funny. Also, when she walked in and Simon said you can join, but you have to pick a team. I was just like, oh my gosh, they're really poking fun at this, and I really love it. Also, at this time, the mom is having to deal with closing accounts and things like that. I've worked in customer service, and it's always hard when somebody calls, and I can feel the frustration that they have when they have someone who has been deceased, and they have to provide all this information to try to prove that this person is deceased, that this person is related to them or connected to them in some way. Well, they have the power of attorney to shut things down for them, or get the information that they need. Okay, so while Maggie is trying to deal with this, Emily is trying to talk to her about the issues and the problems that she's having with being a new mother. She's getting cut off, but it's completely understandable because of what Maggie is in the middle of doing. So then Emily asks if she wants to hold the baby. I was thinking that she just wanted a break, or she just wanted a moment to not have the baby in her arms and to just be able to breathe. Maggie is having trouble being a grandparent, or by feeling guilty that Mitch isn't there. Mitch isn't there to, you know, bask in the happiness of having a grandchild, and she feels bad to be able to do that when he can't. So, you know, that was a sad little moment. Maggie spends a lot of the time trying to find all the information that she needs. She's trying to find a password to her email address. She's trying to find the password to Mitch's email address. I was thinking, shouldn't all of this stuff have already been put together? And she even says that it was supposed to be easy for her to be able to do. Then Zoe walks in and she's like, hey, I'm a coder, I can definitely get in. So they get in, and then of course there are videos there for them. And, you know, it became another tearjerker when they started watching the videos, and he's struggling to talk, he's struggling to speak, to get out what he wants to say. And immediately tears started falling from my eyes because it was just so emotional looking at how the mom was responding. She didn't want to watch that at all. It was hard for Zoe as well. And I could see that David really just wanted to see him again. He didn't want to turn off the videos. He wanted to see him. He wanted to hear what he had to say. He wanted to hear his father's advice, the last advice that his father was ever going to give to him. I know that I could tell that he really wanted to continue watching it, but he understood that it was really hard for Zoe and really hard for his mom. So they went ahead and turned off the laptop. There's a new guy at Zoe's job, George, who I absolutely love. I know he came on very strong when he first showed up, but he was very excited about Zoe. I don't know why, since they've never met, so why he would be so excited to see her or anything like that. I like that he decided to give her a middle name that isn't hers, and then say that, agree to disagree on whether or not that is her middle name. I thought that was very funny. But apparently there has been some pranks done on him, and he does have a sad song, and she just can't deal with it. She can't help anyone else right now when she needs help, when she's drowning. So she just kind of yells that everything is just out of control, and then she just leaves. And, you know, that's completely understandable. Joan comes and speaks to her and tells her that she, you know, has all the time in the world, and she does not have to answer right away. And if she doesn't, that's completely understandable. Very great boss. I love their relationship. I love their relationship in the last season. I love Lauren Graham. Big Gilmore Girls fans. Big Gilmore Girls fans. Not a big fan of A Day in the Life. That was terrible. They destroyed Rory's character. I'm very upset, but that's neither here nor there. That has nothing to do with this show. Moving on, I personally think that she should take the job. I mean, she can focus on work instead of focusing and being in her bed and things like that. I think that may be better for her to focus on her work. Now, I am the type of person who, if I am feeling down in the dumps, anxiety, depressed, I'll be in bed all day. I won't get up, I won't do anything, but I know that that's bad. So for Zoe, I want her to have the strength to be able to drown herself on her work, you know, and at least be able to do something positive with her life while she's still dealing with this stuff that's going on. And it's like every time Max pops up, Simon pops up, Max texts her, and then all of a sudden Simon is right there. She had a coffee with Max. The first person that she sees when she gets on the elevator on her first day of work, Simon comes in. I knew that was gonna happen. As soon as she got on the elevator, I was like, Simon's gonna pop up and be like, wait, hold the door. And that is exactly what happened. I wasn't mad at it. I like Simon as a character. I just don't think that he's a good pairing with Zoe. I think that Max is the better pairing. So at this point in the story, Zoe is not ready to like make any decisions about anything, and Mo really brings some truth tea. It has been 6 weeks. When Mo first started talking, I was like, okay, you're being a little bit too strong saying that she has champagne problems. But those two particular problems, I guess, were the same. She was being offered a really good opportunity at her job, and she had to choose between 2 guys. So, I mean, at the thought of it, you know, that is kind of champagne problems compared to Mo's problems. But, you know, someone's pain is not in competition with your own pain. But it did put it in perspective that I understand that you have these problems, and they are problems that you do have, but it's time for you to face them. Because what you've been doing is running away, and it's time for you to face them. So she was completely right in that, and I'm so glad that it forced Zoe to, you know, take a step back and look at what she's been doing to herself and what she's been doing lately, so that she was able to actually make a choice and make a decision. She decided to take the job. I felt like she would. I would have been really upset if she didn't. But she did take the job. It's going to be so wonderful to see her as the boss. And she gave Leaf all of her old stuff that he needed. She was like, no code anything, but I'm still your boss though. She tells Tobin to stop pranking George and walks off like a boss, and George sees that, and he smiles. George comes to Zoe and tells her how much her acts of kindness, you know, meant to him, and that small act of kindness was so ginormous to him. And again, tears just started to fall, because you never know how you can affect a person, very negatively, who may be going through a lot, or how big your small act of kindness, something that didn't even mean anything to you, that you didn't even really think about, could actually transform someone's day. So that was a very emotional and beautiful scene. And then when they hugged, and then when Zoe hugged him tighter, and he was just smiling and was like, long hug, it was just very beautiful. Very, very, very beautiful. I look forward to seeing more of the George character. He seems very sweet. I want to see more of Emily as well. I want to see her connect more with Zoe, possibly connect more with Maggie, spend more time with the family, have more of a smile on her face, you know, possibly. I would like to get to know her. We haven't really gotten to know David and Emily as their couple. They're kind of just in the background. If that's the only place that they're supposed to be, that's fine. But, you know, it would be nice to kind of, you know, see them more. We got a couple songs last season, but I feel like we haven't really gone into depth of who they are as a couple and separately and as new parents. So that would be nice to see. And then the end scene came, and I was not ready. And Max comes, and he wants to tell her about his idea, because Mo said something that triggered something in his brain to think of a good idea to come up with his own app. I had a feeling when he was speaking to Zoe that he's unemployed but working on things for himself, that he really didn't have anything concrete, that he really was trying to find something, and he was hoping that something would come to him soon. I got that feeling. So when Mo said that to him about if there are restaurants that could pick up food from other restaurants, which is something that I wish was in real life. There are multiple times where I'm like, I wish that I could order things from different places and not have to make 2 orders. That would be so much easier. So that kind of put a light bulb in his brain. So then him and Mo worked together to try to come up with something really great. And the first person that he wanted to tell was Zoe. And then he even asked if it's okay if he can work with Mo, and that he won't, you know, move forward if she's uncomfortable, which is sweet as well. And she says, of course, she can completely and entirely go through with it, and puts her hand on his. And then she realizes, hey, you know, maybe this is time to broach the subject, and says, hey, I know that, you know, I haven't really, you know, we haven't talked about that night, you know, the night that they were kissing and he was singing love songs. And she started talking to him about how she has had time to think and she needs to make a choice. Now, the whole time I thought that she was going to choose either no one, or she might choose Simon. I didn't even think she was going to choose Simon. I just thought that she was going to tell Max that she didn't want to give it a try, that maybe she didn't want to mess up the friendship, or maybe she didn't feel the same way possibly. And I was like, man, this is going to mess up this friendship again. They're not going to talk. He's going to be upset. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be awful. And I was just like, oh man, really? The first episode just rip the band-aid right off. But instead she kisses him. It was so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I hope that they have a really mature and loving relationship. They have that as friends. So I really hope that that is something that also bleeds into a relationship. I hope that it's not on this show that they don't just throw a bunch of drama. I hate when shows like they finally put a couple together and then they keep nitpicking drama or have them going over the same thing round and round over and over, like Damon and Elaida. I'm bad for you, I'm bad for you, I'm bad for you. Why not have her make her choice and then just have a happy relationship and be in a relationship while the drama is happening around them and not really conflicting within the relationship? That was really annoying to watch. That they couldn't actually just be happy. They couldn't be written as a happy couple because they could have been just fine. For anyone who's watched The Vampire Diaries, you'd understand, unless you're Team Stefan, which whatever. So I hope if there's extra drama and things like that happening in the show, that it's not something that's going to be nitpicking and like chipping away at their relationship. And I hope that they're actually able to have a happy relationship. A show that does that really well was Castle. Castle, the two main characters, Richard Castle, Kate Beckett, when they finally got together, they were just together. Like all the drama and all the stuff that was going on, it was related to, you know, cases and, you know, their homicide detective stuff, other people trying to frame, you know, things like that. But their actual relationship was solid. It was cute moments, it was emotional moments, it was good times, it was dates, and they were actually able to just be a happy couple and just go on about their daily life, go on about doing their normal things that they would do on the show, and be a cute couple at the same time. So I hope that Zoeys Extraordinary Playlist does this as well, and that they don't have a lot of contention in the relationship once they get together. I don't think just because they're together now that this means that they're not gonna be in game. It doesn't matter what order it's in. You can be together now, be together later. It really depends on how many seasons of a show that you get, who the person's gonna end up with anyway. I think that the right person for her would be Max, and I hope that I hope that they, I'm sure that they'll have lots of ups and downs, so probably break up, get back together, things like that. But I do hope that in the end it is her and Max. That would be really nice, and I hope that his character stays as great and wonderful as he is, and I hope her character really does heal and that her and Simon still have a good friendship. So that would be good as well. I love Mo, I love George, I love everyone on the cast. Everyone is beautiful, everyone is wonderful. All the characters are so perfect, and this is just a really beautiful show. I didn't know or think that I would be into it so much when I first saw the trailer for season 1, but it's so touching. It just really touches you and brings on the waterworks. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and in the comments below, talk about your favorite parts of the show. What do you hope to have? Are you Team Simon? Are you Team Max? Let me know. Have a great day and stay safe.